Ladies and gentlemen, comrades and critics, allow me to begin by stating a moral axiom so obvious that it is almost painful to repeat: no child, of any ethnicity, deserves to be incinerated in their sleep to satisfy the political needs of a cleric or a colonist. Yet here we are, again, in the Holy Land where unholy men with unholy ambitions perpetually write scripture in blood. Gaza burns, Israel bleeds, and the world wrings its hands as if this theater of the grotesque were some insoluble metaphysical puzzle, rather than the predictable result of cowardice, cruelty, and congenital political malpractice. Let us start, as one must, with the beard-stroking mullahs and Kalashnikov-toting zealots of Hamas. This is not a resistance movement. This is not even a government in any meaningful sense. It is a death cult masquerading as liberation, whose founding charter reads like the minutes of a lunatic asylum, blending 7th century superstition with 20th century conspiracy theory. Its leaders, safe in bunkers or Doha hotel suites, preach martyrdom to children and rain rockets on civilians, all while ensuring they remain far from the martyrdom they so lavishly romanticize. These are men who place missile silos beneath hospitals, then weep crocodile tears when their human shields are struck. It is weaponized martyrdom, plain and rancid. And yet, lest I be mistaken for an apologist for Zion, let me turn to the other side of this abattoir. The current Israeli government, a Frankenstein coalition of racists, messianic settlers, and opportunists, has become what it once feared. In its cynical attempts to erase the so-called Palestinian question, it has only deepened it. What else to call the carpet bombing of civilian areas in Gaza, the grotesque expansions of West Bank settlements, the checkpoints, the arbitrary detentions, the apartheid-level policies which no democratic conscience should countenance? A nation born from the ashes of Auschwitz should not need reminding that justice denied to one people will eventually corrode the liberty of all. The Palestinian people, in all this, have been betrayed, again, by both foe and supposed friend. Betrayed by Israel's occupation and bombs, yes, but equally by their own grotesque leadership, corrupt to the marrow, clerical in instinct, authoritarian in practice, and allergic to accountability. One longs for a secular Palestinian Mandela or a democratic Rabin instead of this recurring cast of martyrs, martinet thugs, and megalomaniacs. As for the United States, its foreign policy resembles nothing so much as a feckless school principal hoping the two worst bullies in the yard will somehow shake hands. American presidents, particularly of late, have perfected the art of doing just enough to look concerned, but not enough to make enemies, and in doing so, they have made themselves irrelevant. Meanwhile, the international community offers the usual pablum empty resolutions, meaningless condemnations, and the moral relativism of those who confuse neutrality with nobility. Let us not ignore the virus underlying this entire disease. Religion, in its fundamentalist strains, is the common enemy. It is the reason we are still debating property claims based on Bronze Age fairy tales. It is the justification for suicide belts and sniper towers alike. It is the poison in the well. Until we can pry politics free from priestcraft, until we can demand secularism not just in Tel Aviv but in Gaza, not just in Ramallah but in Washington, then this miserable farce will continue and the graves will continue to fill. I have no illusions. I am not naive. But I do believe that the first step toward peace, true peace, not the armistice of the grave, is intellectual honesty and moral clarity. That means rejecting false equivalence. That means defending Israel's right to exist and condemning its abuses. That means supporting Palestinian liberation without indulging jihadist fantasies. And above all, it means refusing to be told that this is too complicated. It is only complicated if you believe the lives of some people are worth more than others. I do not. Thank you.